Hello, I am back from a few days of a little bit of a mental health break, and I've discovered that Leeds United news has gone absolutely insane, as per usual. However, before all that, I've just got a very quick thing to point out. Guys, come on. 1 in 10 of you are subscribed. It's a single button click. You can do it. I believe in you. Anyway, on to today's Leeds United news, and there's a lot of things to discuss. First up, a move that has potentially failed, that being the Whites' potential acquisition of Manuel Benson at Burnley. For some reason, my camera's gone out of focus. Ooh, that's fun. There we go. The Manuel Benson move falling through makes a little bit of sense to me. Southampton have now approached the Burnley winger who will look for a move on loan, purely because he's not really getting into the first team very much anymore, which is understandable because when a club goes up, odds are it's going to rotate a bunch of players out because it's made new purchases. He was intended as the replacement for Willy Gnonto if Willy Gnonto were to leave during this window. I know West Ham was supposedly in discussions to sign him, but that ended up not happening. And Willy Gnonto having a new contract sort of prevents that from being a problem in the first place, so we probably won't need to sign Manuel Benson. This I'm completely okay with. It is not the biggest problem at all. There are bigger pieces of news that we'll need to get into. I think 3 or 4 more, and they are all fairly chunky, and they all involve players coming in rather than players going out, which is always wonderful to see in a transfer window. In addition to that, bids have been made for a major Leeds United target, one of them being Ben Johnson. Leeds United have bid for Ben Johnson on a free transfer purely because his contract is running out in 6 months. He's a player that's shown a lot of promise when he has played for West Ham. He's just not really broken through at any point. There have been contract discussions. It didn't happen. But it's not just Leeds that have made a Ben Johnson bid, it's Millwall. We need to make sure that we are a more attractive prospect for Ben Johnson than Millwall are, otherwise we potentially miss out on what could be an absolute bargain pickup for us. He's a fullback that can play on both sides, and he can play a little bit at centre-back, which means that he is an almost perfect signing. Right-back, we are incredibly low on depth. Left-back, very low on depth. Firpo has been very good recently, but he's not going to stay fit forever. Neither is Sam Byram, so having those players to provide a little bit more support is perfect, especially if they're more versatile, flexible players. They can move around depending on who's injured, who's fit. It's fine. We are a junior Firpo and Sam Byram injury away from having to play Archie Gray at left back and Jamie Shackleton at right back. Someone that can do both of those jobs is a must at this point. The idea is for a free transfer, but I believe, in spite of the fact that a free transfer means a move to Leeds in 6 months, when his contract would expire, I think it's an ideal foundation for a next step and could support a permanent move. So, if you sort a contract with a player 6 months in advance, there's nothing that stops you going up to West Ham and saying, look, he's going to play for us in 6 months. His mind isn't necessarily with you, it's with us. Why don't we just pay a small fee for him? Getting that agreement with the player first is a key part of making that move, because it means that you can say, well, you would get nothing. Would you like £1 million? £500,000, something like that. Something where you can open up the discussion to them and say, look, we've wedged the door open with a contract with him. He's not going to renew with you because he has a contract with us. So why don't we just make this simpler, sort out a fee? Brilliant. If that does happen and we do get a permanent move, I think that would be absolutely incredible. A big addition to the squad this season. From what I've seen, he's very solid defensively. Attacking, less so, but that's completely fine. It's something that he can work on, and we've got enough attacking players as it is, let's be honest. In addition to that, there have been some updates from major sources about a couple of potential targets. Connor Roberts is apparently Leeds United's newest major focus. This is from Ben Jacobs at The Telegraph, who, I don't like The Telegraph in general, but as a source, he doesn't tend to be too bad. This is because Nico Williams' move has been ruled out by Forest, because Nuno Espirito Santo basically said, no, we want him here, which is completely fine. I understand managers doing that and protecting their players. That does, however, limit the options we can go for. In addition to that, Josh Doig has already moved. If I remember right, he went from Hellas Verona to Sassuolo or something like that, which means that we've missed out on an opportunity for a fantastic bargain. But I get it. If he wants to stay in Serie A, he wants to stay in Serie A. I understand. That does, however, cause a slight problem for us and leaves very few targets remaining for Leeds United to hunt. This makes securing Connor Roberts key, and although earlier in the window it said that it wouldn't necessarily make sense for Burnley to let him go, he's not got as many minutes as he'd want, and it's something that could fairly easily be done on loan. If we were to secure him, that would be, again, a little bit more depth at right back. That means we could put Archie Gray in midfield when we need a playmaker there, or something like that. Basically, anything that adds to the depth at this point is very good because it's the Championship. If you lose players, if you lose squad depth, you are deep in trouble. The Whites are also now reportedly hunting for Ben Godfrey, which absolutely makes sense to me, and it could be done at a bargain deal. He's an Everton defender, and being an Everton defender means there's potentially value there. Not only are Everton a good side with a decent understanding of young players, Ben Godfrey being 26 means that he doesn't come on, focus. That he doesn't necessarily fit into that young player vibe anymore for Everton. They are deeply struggling with FFP. And I don't know what Ben Godfrey's wages look like. They're not through the roof. They're not insane. But I don't think they want them on their books. Especially with FFP coming again and potentially bringing a second points deduction for them. That is what they want to avoid more than anything in the world. So if we offer them enough money to say, look, we've taken him off your hands, we've taken his wages, we've given you a fee, I think this is good for you, that's fantastic. He can play all the way across the back line as well, which, as I mentioned on the depth front, absolutely fantastic. It means that he can not only play right back, left back, but instead of having to play Ethan Ampadu there right now, we could play Ben Godfrey. And we could have comfortable defenders in all of the comfortable defensive positions. He would be a huge addition to the squad, not only in terms of pure quality, because he's a very good player, but in terms of adding depth and adding versatility and flexibility to the squad. However, there is a little bit of a complication for the Everton defender. Sheffield United want him, which can make it tough. Sheffield United are almost certainly down at the end of this season, but the question for Ben Godfrey is, do I want the Premier League wages now? Or do I go to Leeds, hope Leeds go up, and desperately be optimistic about the fact that I can get the Premier League wages next season? It could be a loan to buy. It could be a loan. If we go up, it's an obligation. That would be completely fine because Ben Godfrey is a proven talent. You wouldn't have the John Kevin Augustin issues. Everton would accept a lower fee, in my opinion, purely because they are having deep financial issues and just need any money in at this point. It would make sense. Anyway, let me know what you think about all of the potential news in the comments below. I'm just going to have a quick talk about what's coming up on the channel. I'm doing a stream later tonight, probably Football Manager. It could be something different, but I've got no idea. It's completely up to you guys. In the streams, the chat, it's up to you. It's crazy. It's mental. It's not. It's fairly calm and sensible, but who knows? And I will have a video for Norwich City prepared probably tomorrow morning for your viewing pleasure whenever you like. I might even do that this evening so you can watch it overnight. Who knows? It's madness. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know down below what you think. Like the video and subscribe if you haven't yet. Don't be part of that 90%. And if you want, you can even become a channel member. I think the lowest one is like £1.99 or something for a month. It's completely up to you. Hope you enjoyed. I will see you next time.